Welcome to Fremma Language, your daily place to learn simple and useful English. In this video, you'll learn useful English words that you can use every day in real-life conversations. Learning a few words daily helps you build your vocabulary step by step and makes it easier to speak English more naturally and confidently. By watching this video, you'll understand the meaning of each word, how to use it correctly, and how it can help you communicate better in everyday situations. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with others who are also learning English. Let's get started. Let's start with the first word, analyze, examine carefully. To analyze means to study or examine something carefully in order to understand it better. When people analyze something, they look closely at the details, facts, or information to find meaning, patterns, or solutions. This word is often used in school, business, science, and everyday situations when someone wants to think deeply about a problem, data, text, or situation before making a decision. In the present tense, we can say, I analyze the information before making a decision. She analyzes the data for her research. They analyze the results of the test, or he analyzes the situation carefully. In the past tense, we might say, I analyzed the report yesterday. She analyzed the problem carefully. They analyzed the test results, or he analyzed the data last night. When talking about the future, we can say, I will analyze the results tomorrow. She will analyze the report later. They will analyze the situation before deciding, or he will analyze the data next week. These examples show how the word analyze is used when carefully examining information or situations. Let's continue with the second word, research, study deeply. Research means to study a subject carefully and deeply in order to discover new information or understand it better. People do research when they collect facts, read books or articles, analyze data, and investigate a topic. This word is commonly used in education, science, business, and many other fields where learning and discovering accurate information is important. In the present tense, we can say, I research different topics for my project. She researches new ideas for her article. They research the market before starting a business, or he researches information online. In the past tense, we might say, I researched the topic last night. She researched the history of the city. They researched the problem before making a decision, or he researched many sources for his report. When talking about the future, we can say, I will research this topic tomorrow. She will research more information later. They will research the market next month, or he will research the subject before writing the report. These examples show how the word research is used when studying a subject deeply to gain knowledge. Let's continue with the third word, theory, idea, or explanation. A theory is an idea or explanation that helps people understand why or how something happens. It is often based on observation, thinking, and sometimes research. The word is commonly used in science, education, and discussions when people try to explain a situation, event, or concept. A theory may not always be proven, but it helps people think about possible reasons or explanations. In the present tense, we can say, I study a theory in my science class. She explains the theory to the students. They discuss a new theory about the problem, or he believes the theory is correct. In the past tense, we might say, I learned the theory last week. She explained the theory during the lesson. They discussed the theory in the meeting, or he believes the theory after reading the article. When talking about the future, we can say, I will study the theory tomorrow. She will explain the theory again. They will discuss the theory in class, or he will test the theory later. These examples show how the word theory is used when talking about ideas or explanations. Let's continue with the fourth word, practice, repeat to improve. Practice means doing something again and again in order to improve a skill or become better at it. People practice many things such as speaking a language, playing sports, learning music, or studying new skills. By practicing regularly, learners become more confident and more accurate in what they do. This word is commonly used in education, sports, and everyday learning situations. In the present tense, we can say, I practice English every day. She practices speaking with her friends. They practice new vocabulary during class, or he practices the guitar every evening. In the past tense, we might say, I practiced English yesterday. She practiced speaking before the test. They practiced the lesson many times, or he practiced the song last night. When talking about the future, we can say, I will practice English tomorrow. She will practice her pronunciation later. They will practice the new words next week, or he will practice the guitar this weekend. These examples show how the word practice is used when repeating an activity to improve a skill. Let's continue with the fifth word, memorize, learn by heart. To memorize means to learn something so well that you can remember it exactly without looking at it. People memorize words, sentences, numbers, poems, or important information by repeating and practicing them many times. This word is often used in studying and learning situations, especially when students want to remember vocabulary, rules, or facts for a long time. In the present tense, we can say, I memorize new English words every day. She memorizes vocabulary for her exam. They memorize important definitions in class, or he memorizes sentences to improve his speaking. In the past tense, we might say, I memorized the new words yesterday. She memorized the poem for school. They memorized the rules before the test, or he memorized the speech last night. When talking about the future, we can say, I will memorize more vocabulary. Tomorrow, she will memorize the lesson later. They will memorize the important words for the exam, or he will memorize the dialogue before the presentation. These examples show how the word memorize is used when learning something by heart. Let's continue with the sixth word, understand, know clearly. To understand means to know the meaning of something clearly or to fully grasp an idea, explanation, or situation. When someone understands something, they are able to recognize how it works or what it means. This word is very common in learning, communication, and daily conversations because people often want to make sure they correctly understand information, instructions, or ideas. In the present tense, we can say, I understand the lesson clearly. She understands the teacher's explanation. They understand the instructions, or he understands the meaning of the word. In the past tense, we might say, I understood the topic after the explanation. She understood the problem quickly. They understood the instructions yesterday, or he understood the lesson after practice. When talking about the future, we can say, I will understand the lesson better after studying. She will understand the topic tomorrow. They will understand the rules after the explanation, or he will understand the concept with more practice. These examples show how the word understand is used when someone clearly knows or realizes the meaning of something. Let's continue with the seventh word, explain, make clear. To explain means to make something clear and easy to understand by giving more information or details. People explain ideas, instructions, lessons, or situations so that others can understand them better. This word is commonly used in classrooms, conversations, and presentations when someone wants to help others understand a topic or answer a question. In the present tense, we can say, I explained the lesson to my friend. She explains the rules to the students. They explain the problem during the meeting, or he explains the meaning of the word. In the past tense, we might say, I explained the answer yesterday. She explained the lesson clearly. They explained the situation to the manager, or he explained the instructions to the team. When talking about the future, we can say, I will explain the topic tomorrow. She will explain the lesson again. They will explain the plan in the meeting, or he will explain the rules before the game. These examples show how the word explain is used when making something clear or easier to understand. Let's continue with the eighth word, compare, find similarities or differences. To compare means to look at two or more things carefully in order to see how they are similar or different. People often compare ideas, products, places, or results to understand them better and make decisions. This word is commonly used in school, research, shopping, and everyday discussions when analyzing or evaluating different options. In the present tense, we can say, I compared two products before buying. She compares different travel options. They compare the results of the test, or he compares prices online. In the past tense, we might say, I compared the two phones yesterday. She compared the hotels before booking. They compared the results after the experiment, or he compared different plans for the project. When talking about the future, we can say, I will compare the options tomorrow. She will compare the prices before buying. They will compare the results later, or he will compare the data next week. These examples show how the word compare is used when examining similarities and differences. Let's continue with the ninth word, solve. Find an answer. To solve means to find the correct answer to a problem, question, or difficult situation. People use this word when talking about mathematics, puzzles, challenges, or real-life problems that need a solution. When someone solves something, they think carefully and use information or logic to reach the correct answer. In the present tense, we can say, I solve math problems every day. She solves the puzzle quickly. They solve difficult questions in class, or he solves problems at work. In the past tense, we might say, I solved the problem yesterday. She solved the puzzle in a few minutes. They solved the question during the lesson, or he solved the issue last week. When talking about the future, we can say, I will solve the problem tomorrow. She will solve the puzzle later. They will solve the question in class, or he will solve the issue soon. These examples show how the word solve is used when finding answers to problems or questions. Let's continue with the 10th word, review, look again. To review means to look at something again in order to check it, study it, or remember it better. People often review notes, lessons, documents, or information to make sure they understand it correctly or to improve their knowledge. This word is commonly used in studying, work, and learning situations where repeating or checking information helps people remember it more clearly. In the present tense, we can say, I review my notes before the test. She reviews the lesson every evening. They review the report carefully, or he reviews the vocabulary every day. In the past tense, we might say, I reviewed the lesson yesterday. She reviewed the document before sending it. They reviewed the results of the project, or he reviewed the notes last night. When talking about the future, we can say, I will review the lesson tomorrow. She will review the report later. They will review the information before the meeting, or he will review the vocabulary before the exam. These examples show how the word review is used when looking at something again to understand or remember it better. Let's continue with the 11th word, focus, pay attention. To focus means to give your full attention and concentration to something. When a person focuses, they think carefully about one task, idea, or activity without getting distracted. This word is commonly used in studying, work, and daily life when someone wants to concentrate in order to understand, learn, or complete something successfully. In the present tense, we can say, I focus on my studies every evening. She focuses on learning new vocabulary. They focus on their work during the meeting, or he focuses on the teacher's explanation. In the past tense, we might say, I focused on the lesson yesterday. She focused on finishing her project. They focused on solving the problem, or he focused on the instructions during the training. When talking about the future, we can say, I will focus on my homework tonight. She will focus on improving her English. They will focus on the new project next week, or he will focus on the exam preparation. These examples show how the word focus is used when paying close attention to something. Let's continue with the 12th word, improve, get better. To improve means to become better or to make something better than before. People often use this word when talking about developing skills, knowledge, performance, or quality. For example, students improve their language skills through study and practice, and workers improve their performance by gaining experience and learning new methods. In the present tense, we can say, I improve my English by practicing every day. She improves her pronunciation during the lesson. They improve their skills through training. Or he improves his writing by reading more. In the past tense, we might say, I improved my vocabulary last month. She improved her speaking after the course. They improved their results through hard work. Or he improved his performance last year. When talking about the future, we can say, I will improve my English this year. She will improve her grammar with more practice. They will improve their skills in the next training. Or he will improve his performance in the future. These examples show how the word improve is used when something becomes better over time. Let's continue with the 13th word, develop, grow, or build. To develop means to grow, improve, or build something gradually over time. It is often used when talking about skills, ideas, plans, technology, or projects that become stronger or more advanced through effort and time. People develop abilities by learning and practicing, and companies or organizations develop products, systems, or strategies to improve their work. In the present tense, we can say, I develop my English skills by practicing every day. She develops new ideas for her project. They develop better strategies for the business, or he develops his skills through training. In the past tense, we might say, I developed my vocabulary during the course. She developed a new plan for the team. They developed the project last year, or he developed his skills with experience. When talking about the future, we can say, I will develop my English skills this year. She will develop new ideas for the company. They will develop a better system soon, or he will develop his abilities with more practice. These examples show how the word develop is used when something grows or becomes stronger over time. Let's continue with the 14th word, test, check knowledge. A test is used to check someone's knowledge, ability, or understanding of a subject. Teachers often give tests to students to see how much they have learned, and people also test ideas, systems, or skills to see if they work correctly. This word is commonly used in education, training, and many professional fields where it is important to measure progress or performance. In the present tense, we can say, I test my knowledge by answering questions. She tests the students every week. They test their skills during training, or he tests the new system carefully. In the past tense, we might say, I tested my vocabulary yesterday. She tested the students last week. They tested the program before using it, or he tested the equipment yesterday. When talking about the future, we can say, I will test my knowledge tomorrow. She will test the students next week. They will test the new system soon, or he will test the equipment before the event. These examples show how the word test is used when checking knowledge or performance. Let's continue with the 15th word, learn, gain knowledge. To learn means to gain knowledge, skills, or understanding through study, experience, or practice. People learn many things throughout their lives, such as languages, skills, facts, or new ideas. This word is very common in education and everyday life because learning helps people grow, improve their abilities, and understand the world better. In the present tense, we can say, I learn new English words every day. She learns grammar in her English class. They learn new skills at work, or he learns quickly from his mistakes. In the past tense, we might say, I learned many new words yesterday. She learned the lesson during the class. They learned important skills during the training, or he learned a lot from the experience. When talking about the future, we can say, I will learn more vocabulary tomorrow. She will learn new grammar rules next week. They will learn new techniques in the training, or he will learn more with practice. These examples show how the word learn is used when gaining knowledge or skills.